Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 218 of Quest for You, and I'm Janine. I haven't asked in a while, so I thought maybe it's time to ask you again. If you just recently joined and you enjoy this podcast, I would love if you could leave me a review on iTunes. The ranking algorithm on iTunes is quite complicated, but it's very much dependent on the reviews. And a good review will help my podcast show up more frequently when people search. So please help me out. I would love to have your review. It just needs to be a few words. I would be super grateful for that, because then it also helps other people find me much easier. Today's episode is on wasting time. And maybe you agree with me that we waste so much time. We fall prey to the many distractions our comfortable lifestyle offers us. We all know them, and we all fall for them. And then we complain that we cannot get anything done. The comfort of our lives, paradoxically, leaves us with increasingly less time. When we should have more time than ever before, we complain about having less. I believe a huge contributor to this constant lack of time is that we're focused on the wrong things too often. We constrain ourselves by distractions and limiters. The distractions come from the outside world, while the limiters come from within. We all want more from life. I strongly believe this, even though most people just settle in for the life that seems to have been handed to them. I was one of those people. I used to run every morning at 4:30 in a quiet suburb of Dallas. And every time I came up on that steep hill that would get my glutes on fire, I dreamt about reaching the top and seeing the waves of the ocean rolling towards me. And every time I reached the top of that hill, I resigned myself disappointedly to the fact that as much as I love the ocean, I'm just not meant to have it in my life. Today, as you know, I only live minutes away from it. And when I go for a run, probably not at 5:30 anymore, but I still sometimes go, I not only see the ocean, but the entire cityscape of Oakland and San Francisco. This is not an episode of how dreams come true. It's an episode on how we waste time thinking and doing the wrong things. I came up with a few things that stand out to me as incredible time wasters. Our main distraction is entertainment. There isn't anything wrong with relaxing and enjoying some chill time. But for many people, this is the final destination. They never get off the couch, out of the bar, or away from the phone until the day is over. Entertainment should be considered as a time for recharging and inspiration. A good song that lifts you up, an inspiring workout video that gives you new ideas for the gym, a movie that makes you think and reflect, a touching novel that helps you gain perspective. But most importantly, entertainment should be education. The focus should be on learning, creating, growing, and evolving, instead of blindly tuning out. Shutting off our antennas and turning numb leads to stagnation and mediocrity. It doesn't move us forward. It wastes our precious time on this earth from making the best out of this life. What's next after you finish that Netflix marathon? That night-long bar hop? The 2 hours on YouTube every night? Ask yourself, what is next? What will I do with the time that I just spent? And where is it taking me? Many people don't have an answer to this question because they have the wrong approach. Spending your hard-earned money and free time on things that numb and distract is a waste of time. Imagine if you controlled yourself better when it came to these distractions. If you placed a time limit on your browsing time, or if you completely turn off your phone and all other devices for a certain amount of time every day. What would you do with this time? Imagine, what could you get done? Our main limiter are our beliefs. We are dragged down by mindsets defined primarily by limits. Not smart enough, not successful enough, not fortunate enough. We forego so many opportunities and miss out on amazing adventures simply because we think we don't have what it takes. And we stay with what we know and are comfortable with, What a waste of time. Our perception of our limitations are not accurate. They are simply a belief. Have you ever pushed yourself a little, even after you thought you couldn't go any further? Or has life pushed you to limits you didn't think you could surpass? Did you prove yourself wrong? I have many times. And that is what it takes. If you want to reach new heights, break new records, and become the best version of yourself, you need to unlearn these negative mindsets and adopt a mindset of growth and abundance and belief that you can change yourself. When people tell me, this is who I am, I always think, wow, what a way to lock yourself in. Not open to change, not interested in a different version, basically stuck. I don't ever want to be stuck. Who I am changes constantly as I fall and rise and grow as a result of taking chances and risk. Failures are simply opportunities to grow, not measurements of your self-worth. Best-selling author Grant Cardone once said, if you're not creating enough new problems for yourself, then you aren't taking enough action. Struggle translates into growth. Failed experiments lead to learning and eventually to success. Upgrade your mindset to a growth mindset, the belief that says that you can change anything about yourself. Believe that when something is in your heart, that it is something you can achieve. Worrying about it, postponing it, doubting it, all of that wastes the limited time you have on this earth. And it leads to statements later in life that sound like this. I wish I had done this. I regret not having tried, and so on. Low levels of self-belief come from the norms established by mediocre people. Family members who didn't achieve their dreams. Friends who are afraid to take chances. Society in general that promotes the voices of people that avoid risk and favor comfort. Spoil yourself and get that chocolate cake you love. You deserve it. This leads to a life where we're constantly settling for less because we mistakenly believe that we've reached a self-imposed ceiling. We waste time and resources eating chocolate cake and sipping cocktails when we could be extending our reach into this world. Contribute and help others and make so much more of this one life we've been given. So often we drift through life on autopilot because we believe that is all there is. We waste our time with activities that don't add any value. With just a little bit of extra focus, effort, and attention, we actually have a chance of moving from mediocre to extraordinary. I encourage all of you today, reconsider what you believe about yourself and maybe set it to the side and go against it for once. I have seen it on my own life. Every time I pick up heavier weight in the gym, I'm stronger than I first thought. Every time I have a hard conversation with an employee, I'm more courageous than I thought. Every time I refrain from lowering my standards and going with what others think I should do, I'm more focused and committed than I thought I could be. Don't seek security. It's too easy. Seek growth. It's uncomfortable initially, but rewarding in the long run. This quote by Robert Kiyosaki. For many people, the power of their excuse is more powerful than their dreams. Let's not waste time anymore on the estimations we have about ourselves and that are most likely wrong. Let's not waste time in mind-numbing distractions that hold us in the same place for years. So that when we reach old age, we still cannot resolve a conflict properly without resorting to anger or resentment. Just because we thought that this is who we are for an entire lifetime, when in fact we can be anyone we wish to be. If we stop wasting time with the wrong beliefs and in the wrong activities, life can take us to a much better version of ourselves. You know I love Seth Godin, and I love this quote. You got this far, operating under one set of assumptions. Abandoning those assumptions and embracing a new, bigger set may be exactly what you need to go to the next level. So let's stop drifting and begin to figure out what we want and what we need to do to get there. Let's devote our energy to the things that reward us with growth, not those that numb us. Let's spend more time in reality instead of escaping it. Let's seek growth more often and purposefully get out of comfort zones. Let's choose learning over entertainment whenever possible. And let's begin to question the limits we or someone has placed on ourselves and take chances with the things that scare us. It's time to stop wasting time with mediocre pleasures, easy tasks, and unfounded fears and worries. And let's take a leap. Let's make the best of the time that we have. Much love.